Yeah.
And I think for Craig and Paige, we know them in real life and we love them as a couple, but we love them both separately as well. And they did what they feel like is best for them, and you can't stop anybody from doing that. And I think, there's been so much conversation about Paige and Craig, and especially towards Paige after this breakup.
Yeah.
Which is
bullshit.
So ridiculous and such bullshit. And
once again, it's always
the woman. Yep. It's always the woman's fault.
Yep.
No, it's like Paige is so incredible, hilarious, like really thriving and having her full moment right now. Like, I'm a Paige DeSorbo stan. Like, I see Paige and I'm like, I'm like clapping and whooping it up and applauding for her like every moment of her life right now, because she is truly crushing it. Giggly Squad has been absolutely crushing it. All of their shows, their podcasts, like they have
they're about to do sold out shows at Radio City.
It's incredible.
Like, are you kidding me?
They should be so incredibly proud of themselves. I love them both, Paige and Hannah. Like, what they've built is so incredible. And if Paige, and Craig didn't feel like this relationship was fulfilling them either more, or knew that it wasn't going to become anything more in the future, then that's their right. And that is very mature.
It's completely.
And the adult decision to make is to end that relationship if you feel like there is no more room for it. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, they probably both know and made that decision based on how they both feel.
It's unfortunate, because I do think that like the whole trope of right person, wrong time, like is very much a thing, and they are great, but like 100%, I think solely from what we've seen, like this is based not, solely based on the shows they're on and all these things. From that viewpoint, it has felt like a lot of the same conversations are still being had. It appears. I mean, Craig on this last episode of Southern Charm talking about freezing his sperm. Like they're clearly in different places, and neither of them should have to compromise
for sure.
That if that's really where they are at and what they want, and I'm guessing that that's kind of the conversation that they had, because it's like Craig, I think he wants these things sooner rather than later. He doesn't want to keep waiting. That's so fine. Craig and Paige, like we said, thriving right now. Giggly Squad took over the world this past year.
Yeah, it's
like
incredible.
They are doing so well. She's prioritizing that right now, and that is so fair, and she should be allowed to do that. And I think sometimes you also, like, people vilify women for that too, because they're like, oh, what, like, what? Craig, he wants to get married and have kids. Like, why doesn't she want that? It's like, that's not every woman's dream.
No,
like it's so. I think she was getting wrongfully criticized. There's weird TikTok rumors, and she's out with this guy and blah blah blah. And it's like, all right, everybody, calm down. Like, why do we have to turn this into some big drama when all we have to do is take Paige for her word. She's literally going on her own show talking about it to her listeners and being like, we're good. Like, I will always have love for Craig, and this was what happened, and like, now we're moving on, but like, don't try and make some big thing out of it because you want the drama to be there.
But people want drama, and they make things out of nothing. And honestly, it's like, people have to remember, for literally anybody that, podcast, celebrity, whatever it is, when someone talks about a breakup, you don't know every detail that happened.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, well, she said this, and it's like, well, you don't know, like, you also don't know exactly what happened. You don't, and then that's where the speculation comes in, is that people are like, well, then this could have happened, or this could have happened. It's like, all right, well, let's just take what she said.
Yep.
Well, that's it. And like, move along. They broke up. And everyone loved them together as a couple, including us. And we love watching them on our TV screens.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for them as people, it's not the best thing anymore. And that's all right. And the people coming for Paige are absolutely ridiculous. Just like so ridiculous. It's insane.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of people also, applauding Paige and the both of them for recognizing that they shouldn't be in this relationship anymore and going through with that, because that's the mature decision to make, instead of like dragging on a relationship that ultimately ends, and then you start resenting people, and then it's, whatever. But so, I hope the best for the both of them.